Gang, it's that time again. It's the time of the week where you jack into Buffy's Angels and you get to hear myself and Logan discuss the latest episode that we're up to of Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Angel. All right, Daniel Ehrenberg here. I've seen them all. I told you last week this is my least favorite episode of Buffy of all time. And I've got Logan here. Logan, be you there? What's going on with you, buddy?
Still loving Buffy, I have to say. I I get what you're saying about this episode, but I think we're just so far in Buffy that like I love the characters so much that I have not ranked the episode. I don't know yet, but it might be up ahead of a few of those like Inca Mummy Girl, a few of those. Just
But
because
what
there's so
about
much more
that?
going on.
But what about that scene where they eat Twinkies on the bleachers?
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. But I mean, we'll get into it. But like the stuff with Oz and Willow is pretty interesting. I love Buffy, obviously, but it's hard for me to like really dislike an episode at this point.
Wow, I love it. That's
Yeah,
exciting for me. All
yeah.
right, so this week we're doing Beer Bad, and then we've also got Angel's episode Room with a View, big Cordelia
Spelled weird. You
episode.
didn't tell me that.
That's true. It is spelled weird. It's like an ad for an apartment.
RM and then W. Is that a dash? Is that a
Slash.
forward slash or backward slash? You ever know? I never know what
The
that is.
normal one. It's the normal one.
What's the normal one? You can't just say like I'm at a normal bar because that implies
I,
like
I
gay
want to say
bar
that.
is not normal.
All right, easy. I want to say forward slash, but because backslash is something people feel the need to say when they do it.
Right. I always feel like they're trying to prove something to me. Like, what, you think I don't know what that is? I don't, but why do you feel the need to really and then view VU. So interesting title. They've never really done that, messed with the wordings of Buffy.
Well,
Glorious Bastards style.
Angel will take you to some places that Buffy doesn't quite go to,
Yeah. They
including
they mess up the spellings. This is a dark
yeah,
show. All
yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah. Buffy's Michael Jackson, and of course, Angel is Prince.
Prince did that.
Yeah, he did that a lot.
Wow. You like Prince more?
Well, yeah, I like how he never raped any kids with cancer.
Right, only ones without cancer. Why did you, that was weird that you threw the with cancer part in there.
I just think it's like extra funny that Michael Jackson, like we still
How many of
lionize
them had
him.
cancer?
At least two that we know of, I think.
Well, the ratio, probably not a lot of them, but
Oh,
that's interesting. All right. Anyway, guys, back to Buffy. Excited to talk about it.
exciting to talk about. All right. I've got some notes on what happened the week that these aired, and then we'll get into Beer Bad. All right, you ready? You want to
Oh yeah,
hear? You want to hear what was going on the week of November 2nd, 1999?
I would love it. I honestly, we should have done this way more. Where I do no research. Like I don't know who the writers are of these. I don't know who the I don't know what happens on the days. I like this way more.
Well,
I
I
think
gotta
we
be
should have
honest.
started it sooner.
I gotta be honest. When we started the podcast, I kind of thought that's where it was going,
But
and
yeah, I
and
think
you
I'm
would
just
always
so
just like
like
look up natural disasters that happen on all these days.
I just look up the day and that's what pops up. You just ignore it for some reason. You have to see it, right?
What do you mean?
All those things I bring up when it's like
Oh,
all
the
these people
natural
died.
disaster.
You
Yeah,
see
yeah.
it, you just choose to ignore it.
Listen, I'm not bringing up I'm not bringing up shootings unless it's like Columbine, fucking 9/11, the Oklahoma City bombing. All right, those aren't all shootings, but
That what was
attacks.
that? I feel so bad. I was gonna bring up that elementary school, but I forgot already what the elementary school was.
What, Sandy Creek?
Sandy Hook. Sandy Hook. Is that a
Oh yeah.
joke? I don't know what that is.
Yes, I couldn't remember the actual name either.
Oh yeah. Okay. Can
Oh,
I
how
tell you?
quickly we forget.
Can
Okay,
I tell
what?
you, Daniel? I don't know if I should say this. One time I like talk to a girl for a second, and she's trying to tell me that Sandy Hook wasn't real.
Oh my God. Are you fucking serious?
I'm so serious.
You need to get your ass out of Alabama.
I never, nothing ever happened with her, but it was like, how
That
is it? How do you
that's
exist?
alarming. Yeah.
Yeah. It was like, it shook me.
Yeah. I once dated a girl that had gone to that school, Parkland.
Yeah.
That happened
Florida.
to David Hogg went there.
Yeah. I think
And
Dr. Mike from Survivor, I think his kids were at that school and he was he was like going through it that day.
Dr. Mike.
You remember him?
No.
He was a penis doctor on Survivor from like
Oh, sure.
season
Yeah. Yeah.
36,
They made a
35.
big deal about that.
Yeah.
Um, so and she I don't know, when it happened, she wasn't there. She graduated like years earlier, but she like acted like she'd gone through it.
Interesting.
And she
Did you have a
kept like,
sibling in it?
no.
Yeah,
It was really
interesting.
weird. It was like every time we hung out, I had to talk about this school shooting.
Yeah, let it go.
Yeah. Come on, bro. You graduated. All right. Um, L Dog Smooth by Rob Thomas and
Are you serious?
Santana still sweeping the nation. All right.
Yeah, that's
We-
crazy.
Yeah. How
I
about
feel
some
like this whole
sports
season it's
news?
been smooth. Yeah,
I know. I know that Logan likes sports.
only a
Much
few
like
of them.
much like Anya, one of the things I know about men is they enjoy sport.
Yeah.
And so I'll
Where's
tell
she
you
at,
two
by the
big
way?
events. What?
Where's she at, by the way?
She took a week off. Leave her alone.
What
She's
happened?
not a regular.
I forget what happened. What was last time? What was the conclusion of her in the last episode?
She like saved Xander in a bunny costume
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, interesting. She didn't visit Xander at work or anything?
at the bar.
Yeah,
Yes,
like
you're right. She probably would have.
yeah. Okay.
One more reason not to like beer bad. All right.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah. Walter Payton passed away.
Oh no.
Is that upsetting?
I think Wilt was more upsetting,
Yeah,
whatever week that was.
that's fair. And how about this, Logan? Right when Beer Bad aired, that was the first Lakers game ever at the Staples Center.
Wow. We'll never get to the first one at the crypto.com arena because obviously that was very recent.
I like to call it the Crypt.
Oh yeah. You ever been
Yeah,
there when you were in California? You never visited the crypt?
I saw it from afar.
Tim, you ever been to the crypt? Let me know. Probably. I think he's like
I,
in Northern California,
he's
actually.
definitely not been to the Crypt. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, probably not. Why would he go? Frozen on ice or something?
Yeah. Speaking of Crypt, spooky stuff. I had a kid call down at the hotel. I work at this hotel now. I had a kid call down at the hotel yesterday. He asked me if there had ever been any demons in the hotel.
Wow. Really,
Yeah.
as a matter of fact,
No,
yes,
no.
all the
I was
time.
I was honest with him. He sounded autistic.
How
I
do
didn't
you
want to
know? You've been
spook
there for
him.
like not even a month. You don't know the whole history if there are demons.
I don't know whether I was telling him the truth or a lie. I'm just telling you what I told him.
You told him no.
I told him no.
How old was he?
Seemed young.
Okay, okay.
He was
Why was he
excited about the
asking?
pool.
Was he experiencing something, or he was just curious?
No, he was just curious. He called down. He said, "Can you wake me up at 9 a.m. because that's when the pool opens and I don't want to miss the pool."
That's
P.S.
so funny.
Were there ever any demons in this hotel?
That's a hilarious phone call.
Yeah, it was fun.
Should have become friends with him.
Maybe you're right.
I said, "Can
All
you
right.
please wake me up because the pool opens and I don't want to miss the pool." Set an alarm, bro.
Well, that's what he was doing. He's getting a wake up call because he's in a hotel.
Yeah. Or they're alarm clocks though, no? And you have a phone. What do you
Yeah,
think he's a
you're
little
right.
kid?
Okay.
Yeah.
Logan,
Yeah.
what a week for album releases.
Okay.
All right. So many great CDs came out this week. Um, the Foo Fighters' third album, There's Nothing Left to Lose. The lead single off of that was Learn to Fly. All right. So if
Yeah.
you turned on, MTV at this point, you might see Learn to Fly, them goofing around on an airplane. All right.
Hmm.
And then you got Rage Against the Machine, Battle of Los Angeles. That also came out today. And I want to tell you that that day before Beer Bad aired, I went to the Virgin Megastore or perhaps Sam Goody, and I purchased both those albums.
Wow. Which one do you like more?
The Rage Against the Machine one.
Really?
Yeah.
You a big Rage fan?
I was. Yeah, I still am. It's Guerrilla Radio. That was the lead single off of that album. Uh and they hadn't released the album in like 5 years or something, so it was exciting.
Okay, that's
Foo
pretty cool.
Fighters are
Do you like
prolific.
the Goo Goo Dolls? Remember them?
I saw them live once, but I was never a fan or anything.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, Foo Fighters are prolific, Like that drummer
Yeah.
dropped dead, and like 3 days later, they came out with an album about it.
Yeah. Now his kid is like a drummer, right?
Yeah, yeah.
What do you mean? Come on, he was pretty good.
I'm sick of these nepos.
But he was pretty good. I saw him perform
I've
that
never
one
seen
time.
them.
They're right after his first performance. I saw it. He was pretty good.
What that was a big deal. His first performance.
It was like the guy is dead. Now it's his kid's first performance with the
Oh, that's
band.
when they did it.
I
God,
don't.
so like what? The guy drops dead, and Dave is just like, all right, now it's time for me to get my son in there. He's like fucking Iago, this guy.
I don't know like is how soon that it was, but I remember they were like it was a big deal. They were like it's gonna be like the
No, I
kid's
remember it was a
son.
benefit concert. It was like right after the guy died.
Mm, I like it. Made me like it moved me.
R.I.P. to Taylor Hawkins. Actually, there's nothing left to lose. This Foo Fighters album was the first one he drummed on.
Okay.
How about that? All right. Counting Crows released an album this week. This Desert Life. That was a big one. It had Colorblind on it, which was later used in or maybe earlier used in Cruel Intentions.
Yeah,
Interesting
that's
to think
earlier, right?
about. Yeah, I guess they were like, man, that worked out. That song, people liked it. Let's put it on the record. All
Mhm.
right. And then the Every Day and Every Night EP by Bright Eyes. No one gives a shit about that, but I just wanted to bring it up because it's a great EP. All right. Movies. The number one movie in America, The House on Haunted Hill.
Is that the Liam Neeson movie?
Yes. Yeah, it took me a second to think about whether he was in it, but he was. And Famke Janssen.
Uh, the woman from The Conjuring,
Uh, the
Lily
who?
Lily
What?
Taylor.
Lily Taylor.
Is that
No,
a person?
you're. Oh, see, Liam Neeson and Lily Taylor. We're getting our wires crossed here. Liam Neeson and Lily Taylor are in The Haunting. I'm
Oh,
talking about House on Haunted
oh,
Hill.
that's the one in Scary Movie too, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry. Wow,
No.
Liam Neeson.
Yeah. No. Liam Neeson's not in House on Haunted Hill. It's Jeffrey Rush.
Oh,
And
okay.
but you also
Which
got
one's Famke
Famke
Janssen in?
House on Haunted Hill. I was right about that.
Oh, okay.
All right. But I'll tell you what. Two important Buffy characters in House on Haunted Hill.
Characters?
No, I mean actors that have like small roles. All
Okay, I
right.
thought they got Jonathan and the snitch guy over there.
No, they got Whistler. So this might have been what
Whoa,
he
my
was working
goodness.
on, so he couldn't do Angel. All
Wow.
right. And I'll tell you who else plays Channel 3 cameraman in House on Haunted Hill.
Amy?
A little actor by the name of James Marsters.
Oh my goodness. Very cool. What color hair does he
Yeah,
have? Does he like look like a real person?
I think he did.
Wow. I'd like to see
Yeah,
that.
I've never seen him have the spike hair in anything else.
I've never seen him otherwise, so I'd like to
Well,
see
you
that.
might have, you just didn't
It's
recognize it
true.
without that spike hair.
That's possible.
Yeah, check it out. He was recurring on Hawaii Five O when I used to watch that show.
I'm terrified to look up anything he's in.
He,
I don't want to see he's in like 800 Buffy episodes or something like that.
yeah, no, I get it. He's also in Caprica, that Battlestar Galactica prequel. He was good in that.
Mm.
All right. So that was the big release this week, House on Haunted Hill. But flopping in at number 5, Music of the Heart, the non-horror Wes Craven film about, what's her face, Meryl Streep helping out like inner city kids,
All right.
teaching them music. All
Okay.
right. And NSYNC wrote the title song on the soundtrack.
Okay.
Big hit. All right. Also outside of the top 5 on the indie charts this week, coming out, Being John Malkovich
Hmm?
and Princess Mononoke. And I saw Being John Malkovich in theaters, so it might have been this week. All right. I haven't given you wrestling news for a while. You want some
No.
wrestling news?
Yeah.
All right, this was a big week for Monday Night Raw. Some big plot points happened. All right. One, Stephanie McMahon, she popped the question to the wrestler Test. All right. And of course, we all know where that's going. She's gonna turn heel on him and marry Triple H. But then she's gonna really marry Triple H, and they're still married today.
But what was the question she asked Test?
Pop, when you say pop the question, it means will you marry me,
Yeah,
Logan?
that's what I thought you meant, but that seemed weird because she's a woman and this was a long time ago. That didn't really happen a lot.
But Stephanie McMahon was a strong business lady.
Is, I would say is. I wouldn't say was. But
Yeah.
did they get married and then she left? Or was this before they got married?
This was before I think they got married in real life, but they might have been dating already.
No, I mean the Test thing. Did that ever go through, or did she and Triple H get together
No, she
before?
was engaged to Test for a long time. All right. Then Triple H kidnapped her. All right. And drugged her. And then took her lifeless form to a chapel in Las Vegas, forced her to marry him. All right. But then next night on Raw, she was like, actually, I really like this guy, Triple H. I like the cut of his jib. That was a nice aggressive move in kidnapping me and drugging me. So I'm leaving you, Test. And I'm now with Triple H.
Wow, that I did not know that that's how their relationship started, but
Yes, in
that's
kayfabe,
incredible.
certainly. And another big event on Raw this week, or yeah, The Rock with a world famous promo, one of his biggest ones, where he performs a song set to the tune of Heartbreak Hotel by Elvis Presley, but he changes the lyrics to SmackDown Hotel.
Okay. He also sings an Elvis song in The Game Plan. Disney's The Game Plan.
Wow.
Are you lonesome tonight? It's that one. He sings
Maybe
that
you
to
can
Madison Pettis.
maybe you can insert a clip of The Rock performing SmackDown Hotel.
No, if I insert a clip, it will be from The Game Plan.
That's just because it's easy.
And it's more pleasant to listen to.
What are you talking about? That's a classic Rock promo. The SmackDown Hotel.
No, I'm probably not gonna do that. I really don't
All
want
right.
to.
All right, that's fine. Uh L Dog, that's all I got for this week.
All
So
right.
let me tell you about Beer Bad. That's the big Buffy episode this week, written by a first timer. All right. Starting off with a bad one. Tracy Forbes, that's the lady who wrote this, Canadian lady, I believe. And she mostly ended up writing for Canadian TV. She writes 3 episodes of Buffy here in season 4, and then none of them are very good, and they fired her,
Hmm.
sadly.
All
Sadly,
right.
she didn't make it past this season.
Okay.
Um, Director David Solomon, who we recently started seeing direct some Buffy episodes, and I told you he's going to be with us all the way to the end of the series. He directs the premiere episode of the final season.
The
Um,
premiere episode of the final. Okay. I enjoyed the way that this was directed, like especially when they get Giles involved and they go to visit Buffy and she's like the caveman version of Buffy. I enjoyed all that stuff.
yeah, he his previous episode was the prom, so we
Oh,
liked him. Um, Speaking of praise though, Logan, this is actually one of the only Buffy episodes not ever nominated for an Emmy.
well, why is that?
All right, because it was nominated in the category of best hairstyling.
Hmm.
All right, all that crazy Cro-Magnon hair. Right? I do think Buffy looks amazing this episode.
Buffy the character.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do too.
Uh,
That's weird though.
all right. But they lost best hairstyling to some random episode of Saturday Night Live.
All right.
Yeah. All right. Logan, start us off from the beginning and walk us through your thoughts on Beer Bad.
Okay. Well, it starts off with a daydream. I guess you don't know it's a daydream at first, right? Because you see Parker and you're like, oh, Parker knows she's the vampire slayer, but then it's a daydream, you realize, right? And she's in class and she sees Parker like with a new girlfriend. And then is this Walsh's class?
Yes, correct.
Yeah. And then she just oh, I liked Walsh by the way. She's talking about like uh all the things that people desire and stuff, and then Buffy just goes back to daydreaming. That's fun when we see like with he has like the flowers and everything.
Yeah, it's an okay bit.
Jeez, you're gonna be down on this whole episode.
No, I'm
Um,
not. There's things I like about this episode.
all right, okay. Um, I guess that's it. Xander shows up,
Sure.
and Xander has a new job. He's the new bartender. And I have a question: how old is Xander?
He's underage, but he lied to get the job.
But he had that mustache. Did they not realize like, hey, this guy can't grow that mustache?
I guess they didn't. Listen, I mean,
I feel
the
like you can tell that.
proprietor of this bar has other shit on his mind. He's trying to
Right.
drug college kids into being cavemen.
Fair. It's a all right, fine, fair enough. Um, anyway, I didn't have a problem or anything. It was just a question that I had. But yeah, so he references Cocktail. That was fun. That's a movie I saw within the last year. Oh, I saw that because of the Tom Cruise whenever I was watching all the Tom Cruise movies, remember? Was that
Yes.
Top Gun? That's when we did Top Gun. That was a fun episode. Um, so
The
anyway,
most stream of consciousness Logan we've ever gotten before.
so Buffy, they all go to Xander's job, right? And Buffy sees Parker there, and she bumps into Riley.
Oh yeah, and he's such a little sweetheart.
He really is, or is
Yeah.
he? Who knows? But well, I thought it was kind of interesting. It was like he is sweet, but it's clearly a move that he does where he's like, yeah, that Parker, he's always hooking up with different ladies, you know, like he's like getting Parker out of the picture. It seemed like
Yeah,
I
I
don't know
love that
much
line.
about him, but
He
that's what,
goes, "That boy needs an attention span."
yeah, he just seemed like he was going hard at him. But so Xander meets this nice girl that seemed kind of into him, right? And then this jerk shows up and he's like this real smart guy from in college. It reminded me of Good Will Hunting a little
Of
bit.
course, it's entirely Goodwill Hunting. That's all it
Okay.
is.
But in Good Will Hunting is also smart. Xander just kind of takes it.
Well, Xander's a dum dum. He doesn't know how to spell bitch.
When did he do that?
Back in season 2, at one point, somebody spelled out bitch, and he goes, "Bitka."
What the hell? Why don't I remember that?
Yeah.
Bitka, holy shit. Holy shit. Um, wow. So yeah, he shows up and he's like, yeah, I'm cool, smart guy, and you're a dumb guy. This lady wants me, not you. And Xander's like, screw you, bro. But I mean, it seems to work. Buffy's like so sad about Parker that she goes with this guy and all of his friends. And who are some of his friends?
Well, I mean, oh, there's only one notable one. Is that who you want to talk about?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know if you knew the other ones or not.
No, no, not really. I looked them up and none of them had really done much. But one of them's Cal Penn.
That was a pen, guys, if you didn't notice. Yeah, Cal Penn is here, Kumar, right? And I had a great joke when we came on the Zoom meeting. I said Kumar bad. Great joke.
That is good.
And but yeah, they're here and they all turn into cavemen at some point.
Yeah, we'll see Cal Penn again on Angel as a different character.
Oh, that's very cool.
Yeah,
I feel like this is like the fourth instance of like a crossover. Somebody's a different character. I like that. All right, so then they go back to the bronze, right? Or Willow and Oz are at the bronze. Is that right?
yes.
And we learned something crazy. We Willow killed somebody in order to get their table.
Come on.
uh,
That's a funny bit. I didn't know where you were going with that.
but so Oz is there and he's like, "What was this?" He didn't feel well at first. He was like, "Man, I'm really feeling out of sorts. I'm not feeling so good."
Yeah,
But then he sees this woman on stage performing. Her name's Veruca Salt, and she's
it's
on
not Veruca
stage.
Salt. It's just Veruca.
Okay. And Veruca Pepper, and she's performing on stage, and Oz is just like, "Holy shit! Look at this lady." And Willow's like, what the hell is going on right now?" And she's like, "Do you know her? Like, I've never. This is weird because just you were just sick just a sec." Oh, she says at one point, she's like, "Do you want me? Should we go back to your place and I can make you soup or something because you feel bad?" And he's like, "No, I'm fine now." And so very not good for this relationship, right? But not to. I mean, people that listen to this probably they've heard us talk about New Mutants plenty of times, probably, right? But I know at some point uh Willow is gonna be available for at least a little while, right? So that this is sort of laying the foundation possibly for that. Um I don't want to play
Did
like I'm blind or anything to what's going on in the show, you know? But
yeah. Are you blind
yeah,
to what's going on the show? Did you recognize this girl, Veruca?
was she the girl from a few episodes ago?
Yeah, she's the girl from a few episodes ago that Oz and her looked at each
Are you
other while they
serious?
were. Yeah,
I did not notice that.
yes.
I thought at one point I was like, "Is that the girl?" And then I was like, "No, I don't think that's her." Um, holy shit! So he okay. So he probably he was aware of her in that at that point, probably right. He probably heard of her band, maybe.
Maybe, or there could be something even deeper going on.
Because he says here he's like he knows somebody who like worked for their band or something, and he had heard of them but never heard them perform.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
He says he knows their drummer.
so it seemed like he was a little bit aware of them. I did not. I swear I did. I really didn't even notice that. I thought that woman was probably. I mean, she still could be a bad guy or something. But uh oh, you know what I just thought about?
What?
She's probably a werewolf, right?
Is that what you're thinking of now?
Well, yeah, just now because yeah. But I guess we'll see. But it seemed like they kind of knew each other. But it could be anything. He's a supernatural being. He probably encounters other supernatural beings. But and thinking back to that scene, it kind of seemed like not like kind of how like dogs would act toward like walk past and
Hmm.
then they like look back at each other, sort of like I don't know. I kind of made me think about that. But so yeah, so that happened. So he's into Veruca, seems like, and oh, Willow mentions somebody. You know who she mentions? Oh, this
I
is
don't
after
remember.
when she gets home. She's like, "Fucking Veruca, that bitch, performing on stage," and she. You don't know who she mentioned?
I don't remember.
She's like wearing a stupid outfit like Faith. She referenced Faith.
Yeah.
Very excited. God,
So
I
the
can't wait for more Faith.
Yeah, of course. The actress who plays Veruca is this actress, Paige Moss. She hasn't been in much, but I only say it because she's an actress. But the band that's playing behind her, it's like a real Dingoes Ate My Baby situation. They're a real band called THC.
Hmm. Wait,
And
Dingoes Ate My Baby is a real band?
well, they're Four Star Mary.
Oh, okay. Wait, I have a question. So, okay, what was you told me at one point there's like a kind of a popular band that comes on Buffy, and that's kind of I think who I thought this woman was. I was like, oh, this is really cool. They're using this popular band as an actual plot point, like that as like a character is actually like going through something involving this famous band. But I couldn't remember what you said, and then I was like, does that even make sense? So I kind of
Well, they
dropped it.
sort of did that with Chibo Mato.
Was that where's the brown dress one?
Yeah, yeah. But
But what was the you told me that like a sort of a famous band shows up. Who was that? Do you
yeah,
want to
it's
say?
it's it's not for a while. There's a
Okay.
couple that are possibly bands that you know, but
Okay. I thought this would
no.
be a really clever way to do it, to be like we have Nirvana coming and we're using them as like an actual plot point. But
Nope, she's just a character.
yeah, very cool. I really didn't know that. We're probably spending too much time on this one specific thing, but that's pretty cool. Um, all right, but then Willow and Buffy talk, and Buffy's like, "Yeah, I hung out with all these guys," and she sort of like implies sex at one point, and Willow's like, "Whoa, that's crazy," and then Willow's like, "You had like group sex with all those people," and Buffy's like, "What? You're crazy, Willow. Come on." Willow is kind of crazy. Willow's wild.
College Willow, man.
Surely, like everything is like everything she says is like sinister in some way, kind of. Um,
Well, now she's no longer a virgin. She's a sexually active witch at this point.
yeah, a sexually active witch. That's yeah, that's true. All right, so Buffy goes to class, and we're in Walsh's class, and I forget what Walsh is talking about, but Buffy sees a woman eating a sandwich, and Buffy decides to eat the sandwich. It doesn't really
Yeah.
go anywhere. I don't even think she gets even kicked out of the class or anything, but it's just a random thing. She ate a sandwich.
That's just her like slowly showing her caveman ways.
Yeah, yeah, fine. So then we see this was actually kind of clunky. If we want to get into like sort of like that scene is like pretty random and didn't do much for me. And then this next one, we just see like all the beakers and going into beers, and it's like, oh,
Oh
bad.
yeah, that's very silly, and they're all like multicolored too.
I was gonna ask you. I wrote down the brand of the beer, Black Frost. You ever have that one?
That's a fake beer that was invented for this episode of Buffy.
I kind of thought so, but I figured I would ask.
Yeah.
Um,
Um, I can't believe you skipped past. I just remembered
oh.
this the famous moment of this episode is Xander saying nothing defeats the penis.
Oh, right. Yeah, that was very early on. Yeah, he did do that. And I saw I don't know if we want to bring up a Patreon comment. I don't have it pulled up at this very moment, but somebody brought up something that I thought about was that seemed pretty ADR'd from Xander.
Maybe he might have said it too loud or something.
It
I don't know.
seemed
Or maybe
weird.
he didn't say it loud enough. Like, he said it normal and then they changed the volume in post. I don't know.
I think it's yeah, that part. I think it's the second one. Yeah, he didn't say it loud enough, maybe. Or I don't know what it was. Maybe he just said it weird. I don't fucking know. But it was I thought the same thing. We'll get to it later. I forgot who said that. I'm sorry. But yeah, yeah, that was fun. So, and he's true. That's true. Nothing defeats the penis or whatever he said. Except for um, I guess a knife. That could probably do it.
Yeah,
Chainsaw.
yeah, that's what I tell you what. Um, John Wayne Bobbitt's lady Lorena.
She could defeat it.
She
All
took
right.
out the penis. Yeah, she beat it.
Yeah. How mad do you have to make somebody to do that?
Pretty mad. You should watch that documentary Lorena about it. It's interesting.
How long is it?
It's long. It's like
I'm
four
not
hours
gonna
or
do that.
something. Yeah.
What for one cutting of the penis? four
Yeah.
hours for that? That I thought you were gonna say like 45 minutes, honestly.
Nope.
That's crazy talk. Okay, so we okay, so this was actually pretty interesting. So Buffy, she decides to go drinking again with those guys. Oz and Willow are talking. Willow's like, I'm gonna go and study. You want to go study with me? And Oz is like, I'm actually gonna go to the bronze. There's gonna be some. Does he tell her Veruca's gonna be there?
I think he says he's filling in the band, like he's performing with them.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't catch that. I thought he was just saying, "Do you want to go watch them perform?" Which would be weird. That's
No,
an
I think he asks like I'd appreciate your support or something like that.
yeah. I guess that makes more sense. Why? Because why would you ask your girlfriend to just go watch that girl again? But all right, but she says no, and Oz goes off by himself, and Oz like gives like a an ominous look, like, "Oh no." Things are changing in my relationship. This isn't good. Or maybe it is good. Maybe he wants out. I don't fucking know. So yeah, so we get to Buffy at the bronze, or at the do we get a name for that other bar? He keeps calling
I,
it a pub, by the way.
I think we do know it at some point, but I don't remember.
But Buffy's going all crazy, and Xander tries to cut her off. He's like, "Hey, you've had way too much." And where was this? Was this at like the local like student diner hall or something where Willow sees Parker?
I think she's in a coffee shop with him.
A coffee shop. Okay. Um, she she sees him, and she hasn't really had a lot to say about Buffy's whole situation this whole time, and she sort of unleashes it here. She's like, "Hey Parker, you douchebag, I'm gonna give you a piece of my mind," and she basically tells him like, what's going on? You hurt Buffy, and do you even realize that? Like, why would you do that to her? And he's
And
like,
then Parker makes the ultimate Chad move
what, by trying to hook up with Willow?
by trying to fuck the girl who's giving him shit about fucking her friend.
I didn't buy it. I didn't really buy that she was gonna go for it. Um, Especially because like, why would she? Like Oz, I can see kind of being out. I mean, not that Oz has a reason to be out on the relationship, but I see like Oz wanting out
He,
more than Willow. Like Willow at this point
he's the
is
one that's straying.
right. Willow is like, what's going on? Why would Willow just go randomly hook up with this guy who hooked up with Buffy? Like that didn't make the sense to me. But I mean, they do a decent enough job. But yeah, that's what happens. Parker basically, but he says like we had like it was like a one night stand or whatever. It was no big deal. And he tries to seduce Willow, and she goes for it, or she like plays along for a while. And then she's like, "You fucking idiot!" And she's like, "All men have always been the same." And then cavemen come into the place, right?
Right.
Hilarious. And I I I mean I think it's cool they were nominated for an Emmy. Actually, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's crazy they
They
weren't for anything else previously, though. Was
they
that the only
were
time
they
ever?
were they were
Oh, I
not
thought you said
no.
this was the first time.
It's one of the rare times. They were nominated for makeup back in season 2 for like the judge, whatever.
What?
And yeah, you remember the big blue judge that she defeated with a rocket launcher? They were nominated for best makeup
Oh,
for that
okay.
episode. And then I think Becoming Part 2 or something was nominated for score or something like that. And now this hairstyling, and later this season there's the only episode of Buffy that was ever nominated for a writing Emmy.
Wow. Was it Joss?
It was, of course.
Oh, I wish it wasn't. That would be so cool. Joss would be
He
so
would resent it
pissed.
forever.
He'd
Yeah,
kick them off the show probably
I know.
for being too
That,
good.
that's why Tracy Forbes is gone.
Oh well. Um, all right. So then we go to Giles. Xander went to go get Giles help. He's like, yeah, this is terrible. We need Giles. So Giles shows up, and he's fun for his limited screen time, but I really want him more.
Yeah. I miss Giles. I want him to be more involved in the action.
Possible. Oh, when I was thinking about LVP, I was like, maybe Giles? Only because he's not in it so much. It's not his fault, not Stuart Head's fault. What's his name?
Anthony Stewart Head.
Anthony
Stewart
Stewart.
Head.
Isn't that what
I
his name is? Stuart Head?
yeah, yeah, it's funny. I LVP for this episode I think is the guy Goodwill Hunting's her.
I
Or you could just go Parker.
think he serves his purpose well enough. I kind of liked Parker in this one, how he was trying to make the moves on Willows. That was like the first time I really liked him. This was like fully we see who this guy is now, and I'm into it. Like
Okay.
embrace it, Parker. I love it.
Well, I think
Uh,
this might be his last appearance on the show.
oh
So.
no, I was just starting to like him. What
Yeah.
happened? Oh, she knocked him out at the end of the episode, right?
Yeah.
But so yeah, they go see Buffy, and Buffy's a caveman now, and she's like drawing on the walls, and she says Parker bad, and they she sort of hits on Xander. She's like, "Ooh, you smell nice," and then she realizes like she's strong, and so she takes off running, and she becomes a menace to society. I don't know, but she runs away, and they're like, "Oh no, Buffy ran off." So the cavemen back at the bar or back at that coffee shop, they're starting to burn it down because they love fire.
Yeah. Burn it down.
And so and then Buffy shows up and she how did she know they were there?
Smell.
All right, whatever. But Buffy saves them and Parker is there and wait, I'm so confused how this was Buffy a caveman at the end of this episode when she knocked him out, or was she
Yeah.
just
Yeah. They said it'll like wear off in a couple hours.
okay? That they do resolve it though. I was like, did they even resolve the episode? She's still a caveman. Um, okay, but yeah, so she are we at the like is that it already? She knocks him out and then they all walk off.
Pretty much. I mean, there's the confrontation with Xander's boss who was doing it the whole time.
Yeah. It's like I sort of like he had a few moments in the episode where like he's like, "Hey, get back to work." And there's one the like when the guy is like trying to get beer and Xander's trying to prove a point, like, "Hey, show your ID, Buster."
Yeah.
And then the guy's like, "Just let him have the beer." And Xander's like, "God damn it, I can't even have like this one moment." I did like that, but
I always recognize that dude as one of the guys in Best in Show who comes up to Catherine O'Hara and tries to get her to remember a night they fucked a long time ago.
wow, that's amazing. I don't remember
Yeah.
that. Um, wow. All right. Well, I will give it a 2. I want to give it
uh
a 3, but I don't think I can. There's not enough here.
this is like the most it feels like a season one episode in a long time.
100%. And I was waiting for it to end. I don't like feeling like that. I feel like I
Yeah.
haven't felt that way since Inca Mummy Girl, and that was
Wow.
season 2.
Yeah. Um First appearance of Jonathan. But
Wow. What was he do there?
in Inca Mummy Girl?
Yeah.
I don't remember. Might just be on that class trip to the museum or something. Uh Anyway, L Dog, I give this a 1. I hate this episode. It's my least
Mm.
favorite episode. You could pop it right at the bottom of my rankings.
Wow.
Yeah.
Right at the very bottom. Under your previous bottom, I Robot, Eugene.
Yeah, I like this even less than that. That has Jenny Calendar first appearance.
Oh, and it has your favorite line ever.
What's that? Oh, you checked
Jacked
in.
in.
Yeah.
And it makes that guy hang himself, which I always think is pretty funny. I
Yeah.
put it 57 out of 61.
What's
Uh,
worse than this?
Inca Mummy Girl, The Puppet Show, Never Kill a Boy on the First Date, The
Oh,
Harvest,
my Emily.
My Emily. Yeah.
Yeah,
That one's like it ends like the guy like the bus crash and then the guy comes and they're fighting the morgue at the end, right?
sure.
I think
Yeah.
that's I
Wait,
don't know.
wait, what?
Never Kill a Boy on the First Date. There's like
Yeah,
a bus
that's the
crash.
morgue. Yes, yeah. It's the first appearance of the Anointed One.
Right. Yeah,
Uh,
I wasn't a fan of that one.
all
And
right.
but I have the Harvest last, and I always feel bad because you like that one. I feel like I need to go rewatch the two-parter premiere again.
It sets up the show
Like maybe
well.
I missed something. I don't know, but I just didn't like that guy Jesse or whatever.
Yeah. Well, he dies pretty, Xander kills him. Xander, by the way, I think my MVP this episode.
Um, yeah, fine. I wrote Sarah Michelle Gellar and I wrote Xander. But uh, yeah, I really like Xander. That's a good call. But I'm gonna go Sarah Michelle Gellar. She's having to play a caveman, and she does great.
She's sexy.
Probably didn't shave her pits for a while, D-Train.
Oh my God, dude. SMG with pit hair. You're speaking my language.
All right. LVP, you're going. I'm gonna go. I'll agree with you and go with that guy also. I had Giles, but I don't want to give it to Giles.
Yeah. Come on.
Yeah.
He's just having a nice year of leisure.
He probably got like a good couple days off.
You're probably right. All right. Um, let's move on to Angel.